Loaded.
There will come a time when black people wake up and become intellectually independent enough to think for themselves, as other humans are intellectually independent enough to think for themselves. Then the black man will think like a black man, and he will feel for other black people. And this new thinking and feeling will cause black people to stick together. And then at that point, you'll have a situation where when you attack one black man, you are attacking all black men. And this type of black thinking will cause all black people to stick together. And this type of thinking also will bring an end to the brutality inflicted upon black people by white people. And it is the only thing that will bring an end to it. No federal court, state court, or city court will bring an end to it. It's something that the black man has to bring an end to himself.
So did you guys see the Alabama boat ride?
Yes.
Yeah. So I played that. If you guys don't know, that was Malcolm X. Did you guys hear what he was saying?
Yes.
And you saw the little clips of the boat ride, the guy swimming and all that.
Mm-hmm.
They had to actually shut down the guy. Cash App shut his Cash App down. The people sending him money to get new sneakers or boots, and people just sent a ton of money, so Cash App had to like stop his account or something like that. You know what I mean? So y'all saw the whole video. I can't play it all because people been getting flagged for playing it on YouTube. But y'all saw it. Did y'all look at the different angles and whatnot?
Every single angle, multiple times.
Yeah. They were trying to act like the boy who swam across wasn't getting it in. People were trying to say that. He might have been the MVP, real shit.
Shit like that.
He slammed somebody. He almost got slammed. He was fighting.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was a young boy too. So
yeah, he was 16.
Yeah. So Miss Nay, when you first saw it, the Alabama boat ride incident, how'd you feel?
I felt proud as a coach. I said, look at that. We were sticking together. I love that. They came after that one man and everybody said, nah, not on my watch. I love that. I feel like we don't stick together enough, and that was dope.
Okay. How do you feel about how it happened, how it escalated, and what transpired?
Well, I think we needed to come together and in a sense riot. That's kind of what happened. It became like a riot, and I don't see any problem with it. They was fighting. They had to protect that one. Was it security guard? I think the one that they all attacked. I think they should have jumped in for him and saved him because there was no reason for them to attack and for him trying to save everybody, protect them. From my understanding of what I saw, and that guy who was swimming across the water, like to your point, he was MVP.
Do you guys know the backstory?
Yes,
somewhat.
So just very quickly, he was a second boatsman or something.
He was the co-captain. Yeah, the co-captain.
Co-captain, that's the word. And so they were actually telling him over the intercom to move the boat. They were being belligerent, saying we're not going to move the boat. So it was actually escalated via verbally before he even got off. So then a small boat came and got him to go over there and move their boat, right? So it did escalate beforehand. So it's not that he ran the dock, but he was a part of that boat that docks there every day, and people know they can't park there because that boat's coming in. However, there is no signage. Mm-hmm. So just to clarify, so yes, it was his job, kinda, but kinda wasn't too. Okay. You know, Corn, was he wrong for moving their boat?
So I guess that part I didn't get it quite clear. I thought he was a dock worker, and he did move the boat himself?
Yeah, he got off his boat, the big I forget what those boats are called, and he moved their boat so they can dock there.
Okay, so he did move. He physically moved the boat.
Yeah, he started pushing it, and then they obviously came and confronted him.
Right. That part's a little sticky. I mean, like I said, he's just trying to. I guess I'm assuming he's just trying to follow the rules. He's trying, and that was what I thought initially. Now, some of that little bit of that backstory I didn't fully understand, but I would say as far as like trying to follow the rules, trying to like do the right thing, it seems like that's what he was trying to do, and I feel like obviously he was in his right to do that. So,
he was in his right to move the boat.
Yeah, I mean, if
They're just like I just like somebody's parked parking spot, right? You know what I'm saying? And I remember one time I parked at somebody's parking spot one time, and they parked behind my car, and so I had to like go get them to get their car out of the way so I can go get my car out. Because at the end of the day I parked in his spot. So yeah, it's his spot. You got you're gonna that's what you have. That's what you got to do. So
Question, good scenario. What if you came out and your car was moved?
I mean that's where the tow truck is, right?
Well, they
I, that
came
they,
out. Let's say that person got in your car, hot wired it, and moved it.
well, then that's breaking the enter to me. I would, yeah,
Well,
no,
because
I wouldn't like that. But
he undocked their boat and was getting ready to move it.
now boats I don't know how I'm saying. I don't know how boats are versus cars. It's a closed. You got to break into the car, obviously, right? So that example's kind of a boat that's just open, right? You just go get on the boat, you just move it. But car.
Hold on, let me ask you a question. If it's your boat and you see me just moving your boat, you're gonna treat it differently than if I moved your car?
I mean, I don't have a boat, so it's hard for me to say. But
you have a car, right? It's
I
your
got a
vehicle.
car. Yeah, as I'm saying, if it's my, I'm not saying I look at cars. I look at cars differently because you got to break the window. You got to and you causing damage at that point. That's the point. That's what I'm saying. I don't think he caused damage unless some more stories that I don't know about. I don't think he caused damage to move the boat over there. He just moved the boat, and they probably got mad because he just moved their boat. But there's no damage. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying that the examples is kind of.
All right. So if somebody moved your car without damage, then you would feel the same way, or you
if
just
they
view
move my
it
car.
differently.
I mean, I still would feel some type of way. They still had to get the door open. I don't know. It's just because it's more closed. I mean, I don't know. I would feel some type of way still. Yeah, because my car is different.
him. So to clarify, did he ask them ahead of time to move the boat?
They were arguing though. Like, move the boat. We ain't moving the boat. Move the boat. They're cussing, and then they're like, "All right, go give me a little boat. I'm gonna get over there and move it myself."
It's something he was trying to maintain order, like, and that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to like set up a tone, like whatever the rules of the water are. I don't know, but maybe that's what he was trying to do. And to Corin's point of like a tow truck, well, you're not moving. I'm gonna move it for you. Like,
yeah, it's like a tow truck. Yeah.
He already asked. He talked to them. All right, you not listening? All right, I got you. I'm gonna move it. I don't really think
it's a rule. They did not follow the rules.
Okay. So Q, he was justified in moving their boat, or starting to.
Yeah, in that scenario for sure, because there was a job that needed to be done. Sounds like he followed some type of protocol prior to. So.
So when you saw the situation, how'd you feel?
I mean, it's like knowing how the South works, because I lived in the South since I was young, between there and Connecticut. I was proud that, these Black folks weren't allowing that white dominance that exists down there. You know what I mean? Like, just seeing him getting jumped and being like, well, let's just all be safe. Let's all play it safe. You know what I mean? Like, I never really seen shit like that down south. Like, they be still yes ma'am and no ma'am and no sir and white people, which is wild to me.
Okay. So Alex, what if the situation was reversed? Do you think you would have felt the same way?
I mean, adding all that context into it, I thought it was just a situation where they're waiting on the steamboat. I didn't know all the extra layers that you added onto it. But I mean, if I've asked you several times, like, color aside, it was a situation where you fuck around and you found out. Like, y'all thought y'all were going to come off the boat, fight me, and then add extra people in there. And then you were surprised and shocked when I had backup come into place. So I just take that out of, if we're just saying situation reverse. Like, you fucked around and you found out. You never know who people are with. You never fucking know. You never know who's going to come out the woodwork. So if you tried, if you want to, it was the right day.
Okay. You would have jumped in?
I feel like, I don't know. It depends on the vibe. Like, I feel like if a one-on-one fight, I'm minding my business. Y'all do what y'all got to do. But in a situation like that, I don't know if I would have necessarily jumped in, but I would have tried to do something to stop it. Whether I get some help, maybe I would have tossed it and not picking up no chair. But you got to test the situation. Because me, I would have been thinking, oh my God, like, you could throw me in the water. What if I fall and hit my head? Like, my mind would be on situations like that. But I'm not about to just stand there and, like, scream.
How you would have threw the chair?
I said, I was in the chair. Maybe not
As
chair.
soon as those women got involved in the men fighting, it was time to step up.
Yeah.
Bottom line, it was time for us as women to step up, and that's what happened.
You would have been thumping, bro.
Every single one of them would have been in the water.
Wow.
You hit the fucking movement.
Will with the $5 super.
Oh, I'm sorry. Want me to read it?
I know you can't see super chats, bro. Don't worry about it.
Yes, I can.
Will with the $5 super chat. Ladies, do you condone men physically assaulting women in this situation? If so, why?
No. What happened was, just like we tell, and I tell my daughter, you can't fight your brother because he's stronger than you. You should not be involved in men fighting. When those two white women got involved, where they was pushing the black men, and then they started kicking them, yeah, it was time to go. It was time for us to come in and handle the women.
But
And
answer his question, bro.
no, not in that situation. That's why the women in the area took their positions and handled the white women that were kicking him.
So you saying the black guys shouldn't have hit the white women?
Absolutely not. That's why he was the one with the chair, particularly the one with the chair. Absolutely not. He should have not hit that lady with that chair. No.
To answer Will's question, yes, in this situation, because if a woman's gonna put you in a position to end up dead, and she's getting involved, I mean, from what I saw, it was like the women were getting involved to the point of allowing the men to do more damage to the guy who was getting jumped. So, yeah, if you got to step up and defend somebody in that situation, and a lot of times, you know, women try to fight too. You know, fuck around and find out. You hit, you're gonna get hit. So stay in your place.
Yeah, they jumped in for a reason.
Stay over there and just scream. Just do a good job of screaming.
Yeah, that was a situation
shit like that.
Yeah, my signal went out a little bit. Did you? I don't know if the question get answered. You said the situation was reversed, right?
Yeah.
Did anybody answer that? I'm sorry, I didn't get to that.
No, Alex didn't really answer.
Oh, okay. So
yes, she did.
So yeah, so you're saying basically,
No, she didn't really say. She said what she would do in that situation.
I answered your question.
Huh?
So I answered your question.
So yeah, basically, it's like if that was a white person, right, trying to.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. If the roles were reversed, if it was white people,
and then a bunch of white people start coming in beating up, trying to defend this white guy. Yeah,
well, we had the same sentiment. That's what I was asking, Alex. But go ahead.
Can you read the super chat? Read the super chat.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Corn.
Oh, I was gonna say in that situation, if the situation was reversed, I don't think I would look at it the same. I don't even think we'd probably be talking about it. We probably would find some kind of way to this is just me personally. I just think black people would probably find some way to find a way we can be victimized in that situation. That's just me. I just think that would be the case if it was a bunch of white people jumping in. It basically would just turn into a race riot or a race thing going on. But there's some white people beating up some black folks. That's what I feel like it would have. Because especially if it was only maybe 2 or 3 black people and all these white people came in all of a sudden and was fighting them, and the numbers was outnumbered just like it was. I think we would have found some way to they all white people all need to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? We definitely wouldn't have been rooting it on like we would have. It would probably been more like the white people.
So you don't think that we would have said they were justified?
No, I don't think so. I think we would have looked at it like they all need to go to jail. And we pulling up the information about all these folks need to go to jail, you know. So yeah, that's how I would look at it.
I disagree with Corn's sentiments. I don't think that we would. Well, me personally, I wouldn't have felt that they weren't justified. But I would not have the same sense of pride either. So yeah, but they definitely would be justified. Like if a bunch of niggas was jumping a white boy and then white niggas jumped up to defend him, that's justifiable. Because they out of order. Like what the fuck is you know what I mean?
Okay.
That's just human though. That's us being human. But yeah, to be proud, white boy in the South finally stood up. No, I'm not gonna be proud like I was for the niggas.
Mm-hmm. But Corn saying we would have cried racism. You don't think so?
Nah, because it would be obvious one white guy was fighting one black guy, and then a bunch of niggas came to jump the white guy who was already losing, that's justifiable that some white niggas swam across the motherfucking water to defend him.
It's justifiable, but I think we would have used race as a part of it because it would have been way more arrests, way more protests going on, and then we would have been like, oh my God, no, that didn't happen. We got arrested. So it would have been some race wars. I think so. I get what Corn was saying. I think it'd be more race wars going on with that.
We'd be like, oh no, they should have dumped him like that. They should have given him a chance.
Well, no, what would be the justification for calling race though? If it was reversed, right? So the same amount of white people also got arrested for jumping in as the amount of black people. So everything is flipped around. You're saying, right?
Yeah, everything is flipped.
So Miss Nay, where would that be justified to call the race card?
I didn't know that a whole bunch of them were arrested like that, but I feel like we probably would have been the ones that had way more arrests going on. We would have had way more officers. From what I saw the officers look like they were taking pictures and videos. I think that it would have went way different with us. We would have had some white officers out there with the battalions and ready to pull a trigger, and it would have just escalated even further if it was a whole bunch of black people on a white person. And then we would have probably wanted to protest and say this is racism. That's what I think.
Okay, so allow Hamp to clarify. So Hamp, with the cops changing this scenario, the color of the cops.
Yeah, everything changes, so it flips. So as opposed to all those black cops, it's white cops, and it was 5 black guys jumping one white dude who's trying to essentially do his job. That's most people's sentiment, and then white people came to defend that one white dude.
Right. So then it will.
Yeah, I mean,
it will be.
Let me just say something.
Cops. It will be white cops arresting white people, right?
Yeah, just like you saw. However,
hey, where would that be justified to call the race card?
Well, here's what else happened though. You remember the gentleman that was hit with the chair, the older guy? He got called in for questioning. He didn't actually get arrested. The white boys actually got arrested.
Okay.
So all that flips.
So the guy, if you were to change the scenario, the guy that got beat up, that got jumped, if he was white, he would have been considered a racist for moving that boat. And he's not actually even considered, because the thing about it is he would have been. Yeah, he would have. If it was a white dude that did what he did, that white dude would definitely be considered a racist, right or wrong.
Go ahead, love.
Wrong. Let me read the super chat. I've been trying to read this for 5 minutes. Thank you, Matthew.
No, answer the question. Answer the question.
You got to read the super chat.
The guy that moved the boat, would he be considered a racist?
Hold up. This our show. We read super chat. Triple Black.
Chill out.
Thank you, Matthew Pearson, for the $2 super chat. Dude couldn't fight. Glad he got the help. Thank you, Matthew Pearson. And sorry I got interrupted with your super chat a couple times by Triple Black.
Thanks, Matt. And Matt, you ain't lying. When he threw his hat up, I thought he was gonna go crazy. That nigga got
put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here.
He was old. He was 65 and out of shape and overweight. So.
He threw the hat like he
hilarious.
had.
I ain't gonna hold you. They're probably smart on them folks.
So, what say you about Triple Black? What Triple Black said?
Absolutely not. It doesn't make any sense, and I just have to laugh. It makes literally no sense what he said. There's no way we could.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
There's no way we could cry racism, or that we would cry racism, if a white man, if it happened the same exact way, if the black man's boat was blocking the steamboat or riverboat, and the exchange happened the same exact way, and the white coat captain came and moved the boat, there is no reason to cry racism. He was doing his job. There's no reason. So I'm addressing Triple Black. That's not racism if you're doing your job. And I said in the beginning, so you move your boat, please move your boat. And it got escalated and you wouldn't move it because now you're jeopardizing my job. I'm coming out the boat as a white man to move this black people's boat. So what? That's not racism.
But we would say that.
Your job.
Well,
we would say that though. We'd be like, "Oh, you're gonna move the black man boat, though. You're gonna move the black man boat." We would have done all of that.
No,
yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say.
You think it would have been like we would have called white privilege?
Would we have said white privilege?
Yeah, because he think he could just go
because
move the boat.
he moved the boat. That's what I think we would have said, and I feel like we would have like, okay, so he moved the boat, so he felt like he could do that because he's a white man. But if it would have been me, it would have been a problem. It's a problem when they do it.
It's a white
That's
boat.
what it would have
If it's a
sounded
white boat,
like,
he
man.
probably let it stay there.
Nay is right.
Nay, spot on.
Nay is right.
Nay, how they say it, Nay?
It's a problem when I do it. Fuck it. Like, that's what it would have been.
Shit like that. Shit like that.
But looking at the same exact way, it would. How could we realistically shout racism if it literally happened the same exact way? He said to him in the beginning, the white man said to the black pontoon people, please move your boat. You're in the way. You're blocking the steam ship or whatever it's called. You're blocking it. They have an exchange of words. The black people are refusing to move. How are we considering that white privilege? And I'm not capping for these white people. Like, I don't even want to be in this position.
That would have been us. Like today's us as black people would have been like, oh, it's because I'm black.
Yeah, exactly. We do it all the time.
We need to stop doing that.
We do it all the time.
We need to stop. We need to stop because it's discounting it when it really does happen.
Yeah,
and that's the danger in doing it. That's all.
We don't disagree. We don't disagree, but you agree then?
Yeah.
I Asia would not sit there and say that was white privilege. I wouldn't. I'm serious. I would not say that's white privilege because
I mean, I'm gonna move my boat, but yeah.
Because what's happening is me and Love are having an issue attaching ourselves to the words we. That's what I think was happening. Me, myself, personally, I would not be saying that. But y'all talking about niggas in general. So yes, them niggas would be saying
in general.
Now
that's what we
I would move my boat. Most black people do that.
Here's what throw me off. Cause we when they was whooping ass. I was proud. I was happy. We was rocking. Niggas was banded together. So stay on the wee boat.
No, we not. Cause I only stick with
you. Can't hop off and on the wee boat.
Fuck that. I only stick with shit that makes sense, and that made sense. That dumb shit of pulling the race card out of nowhere doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
So it ain't no keep that same energy.
But it's what we're saying is most black people will do that though.
Right. So
you may not do it. I may not do that, but most black people are going to do that.
Y'all was losing us with y'all's words. Y'all usage of the word we as black people would be saying. And I think like we can see y'all point, but we're like, no, we wouldn't be saying that shit. So we're just clarifying that. And it sounds
like we except for me. Oh, but yeah.
Huh?
No.
You said we, but except for me though, not me though.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be saying that shit.
This was a prime example of this was an example of cause and effect, and it just so happened to be right because the individual was trying to do his job. Certain individuals didn't want to do that. They hopped off the boat and they jumped this man. It just so happened that it was a group of white men who jumped this black man, and the black people just so happened to be across the way and said, "Nah, we're hopping in." So what I was gonna ask was, let's just say it was maybe changing up the scenario a little bit, right? If you see the situation go down and you see someone getting jumped, right, and they're getting their ass beat and it's unfair, it's 1-on-7, are you hopping in? Doesn't matter the race, but are you hopping in?
If it's men, no. If it's men, no.
If it's women or children, yes.
Correct.
If you see black people beating up a white woman,
yes.
Or the elderly.
So if it's a white man getting dog walked, y'all not jumping in.
I'm not jumping in with men being involved fighting. Absolutely not. I'm not jumping in.
So if a white woman getting dog walked by a bunch of black women, you're not jumping in, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in and tell them like they need to stop.
I'll walk real slow.
Wow.
Okay, so y'all would jump in then if you see something unfair happening, regardless of race. You gonna intervene.
I stand for justice and righteousness.
Yeah.
Corn, you jumping in?
If I see a bunch of black guys beating up a white guy, I'll stop them. I'll at least stop them. I may not fight them unless they start fighting me, but I would at least try to pull them off of them. Yeah, for sure.
So you'd be like, "Yo, y'all chill."
Yeah, for sure.
But now, if it's
I'm trying, because I'm actually looking out for them because I don't want them to go to jail. So yeah.
Okay. So would now opposite? Are you throwing punches?
If I see, Yeah, I'm throwing punches. I ain't gonna hold you.
Shit like that.
I'm throwing punches. I'm picking something up, knock somebody upside the head with it. Yeah, I'm doing something.
Okay. Triple Black, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
You intervening? You would have jumped in on the Alabama boat fight?
I mean, no, that particular one, no, I probably wouldn't have done it. But if I see like something like random like that, and there's a whole bunch of young black dudes beating up a white dude and stuff like that, I would definitely intervene. But I would be almost like man, y'all don't know what y'all gonna get yourself into. I would almost be like the voice of reason, like, you know, get them off that way. It's not like I'm going to be like, you know, fighting them back, but because the thing about it is like those type of instances can have a effect on them for the rest of their life. You know what I'm saying? I would like try to be the voice of reason, but I would try to do it to where I would minimize the damage that they do to themselves.
How? When you even getting the words out? Because the way they was fighting, you have no time to be like, hey, stop fighting, guys. How you even gonna do that?
No. I was saying in that particular instance, I would have never jumped in there. But if it would have been a random situation to where I seen a whole bunch of black dudes beating up a white guy, I would probably try to be the voice of reason and try to get them. I would try to get them to stop so they wouldn't go too far to where they're doing something that would affect them for the rest of their life.
So that's
you're not really listening to you.
I'm sorry, I have a question. You said.
What do you mean you're not really listening?
You said you would not jump in that situation if it started with the white people jumping the black dude, but you would jump in and be a voice of reason if a bunch
no, because that fight was kind of chaos. There were fights going on all over the place. Well, I'm talking about like in a situation to where if you seen like a group of black dudes jumping a white guy, right, and they're just jumping the white guy, beating the shit out of him. Yeah, if it wasn't like just like a brawl or you had multiple fights and shit like that, I'll just stay out of the way. But if you saw like say for instance, you seen downtown, you seen a group of black dudes beating up a white dude, like beating the hell out of him, I would probably jump in and try to get them away from that, because what if that white dude dies? What if something happens to him? All of them are going to be fucked up for the rest of their life.
So if nobody jumped in for the black dude who was getting beat up by the white people, you wouldn't do anything?
No, I mean, of course. I mean, you're asking. Okay, if I seen a black dude getting his ass whooped by a whole bunch of white dudes, of course I'm going to jump in and do whatever it takes.
Okay.
What Hamp answered the question is, if you saw the other thing where you seen a bunch of black dudes like molly-whopping a white dude, just fucking molly-whopping them, just taking turns on them. I think I would jump in, you know what I'm saying? Not like to be combative towards them. I would try to stop it, because there's consequences and repercussions when it comes to that shit. If you beat that guy down too bad, you're gonna be fucked. All you guys are gonna be fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I would try to be the voice of reason.
What's gonna happen to the bunch? What happens to the bunch of white people jumping the black dude? What happens there?
What do you? Okay. You asked me if there's a bunch of white dudes jumping a black dude, would I jump in? Is that what you're asking me? Let's be clear about it. I said yes.
Okay. Because at first you didn't say that. You said that situation I wouldn't have done anything. You said, but then
no, that particular Montgomery situation where there was an all-out brawl, like spring break, just like spring break, where there's a bunch of people fighting all over the damn place, I would steer clear of that. That wasn't that was just a goddamn free for all. Everybody was fighting. It wasn't just one-on-one. It was just this nigga's scared. You saw a whole bunch of different fights, right?
We saw a bunch of fights because the white people kept
trying to brawl. You saw a big melee.
Huh?
You saw a big melee.
This nigga's scared.
Get him.
A melee because it started with 5 white dudes trying to jump a black employee.
But he's saying in that scenario, it was a melee. He's not going to jump in the melee.
Okay, well, clarify, because we all said that we would jump in if there was some injustice going on.
No, so they asked you the same question. They asked you if you saw a white chick getting beat down by a whole bunch of black chicks, would you jump in?
And I said yes. I said I would go in and I have get them and have to tell them
all
like.
right, y'all beating the hell out of that horse.
I just want
If
clarification.
it was black on black, let's say there was a black dude just getting jumped, y'all just gonna let it ride? You think by other black people?
No.
Okay. Hey, shout out to Mike Brown, man. He gifted a whole bunch of memberships to the chat, man.
Shit like that. Shit like that.
Hey, Mike, man, you the GOAT, man. Real shit. Damn, man, this shit is interesting. B, what's popping?
Hello, sir. Good evening. How are you?
What's shaking?
Hey, who said hey? Oh, hey, Alex. How are you?
Good.
Hey, B.
You going for your midnight walk or something?
Yeah, he going for an evening stroll.
All right. B is late. Y'all giving him too much motherfucking attention. Damn, man. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. It helps the channel the most. Damn, okay.